We're back. We are here on the 5th episode of the CSF TRD series. We're here with our operations manager, Christian Reyes. Christian, this is your beautiful Lime Rush 4Runner. Today we are here at RPM Garage in Monrovia, California. This is arguably one of the best, overland off-road shops that do a lot of Toyota trucks. And I've known Steve, the owner, for quite some time. He used to be at Nissan Corporate. We did a great, crazy 370Z project a long time ago, so it was nice to kind of reconnect with him. They were the right ones to bring the vehicle in to do the work. And so Christian, what are we doing today?
We're doing a lot today. So they've already taken out the shocks, the upper control arms. We're going to be swapping that out today. And they're also going to be doing the Viper cut and the body mount chop. The point of that is just more clearance when we throw these 35s on, so it's not going to rub. They're also throwing on new brake pads, new rotors, because since day one we've added a ton of weight. So we need to make sure we're able to stop with the added hundreds and hundreds of pounds that we've put on. So they're getting ready to throw on our Icon lift kit. They're going to start with putting on the control arms, which are Billet, some pretty baller stuff. And then they're going to be working on the shocks, and then they're going to attack the brakes next.
Let's take it one step at a time, right?
Yep.
So a lot of people, if you're not from this community or into this part of the motorsports industry, what is a body mount chop?
So pretty much you would do a body mount chop. They've actually already gone ahead and cut this off. So what that is, they're just making more clearance. So when we're turning the tire's too big, so it would end up rubbing on this entire section, which we don't want. So they went ahead, they cut this in, and they went ahead and hammered in the pinch weld also, so we're not rubbing when we're either on the street, in the dirt, whatever. So that's going to save the life of the tire as well as the life of the fender. So the Viper cut, same thing as the body mount chop. So they're going to come from down here, and they're just going to follow this body line and cut. So that, again, gives us max amount of clearance, not rubbing on any of this. So when we're at max crank with the 35s, it would be rubbing like all in here. It'd be a nightmare.
So basically what's happening, Christian's taking his stock TRD Pro, 4Runner, and which is already pretty badass, and he's making it into Conan the Barbarian. He's gonna have this awesome, 35-inch Nitto tire. We got the Titan 7 wheels going on. We just got a lot of these parts in last week, which is perfect timing. And we're going to be matching that up with a Stage 7 Icon suspension
Icon
kit?
Stage 7 kit. So it's billet control arms, adjustable shocks and springs, the trailing arms, as well as the track arms. So pretty much it's an all-in-one package.
And that's the top of the line Icon kit that you can get, from what I understand, and that's going to be matched up with the PowerStop brake system, correct?
Yep. So it's going to be slotted and drilled rotors and then upgraded pads as well. So slotted and drilled will make sure that it doesn't get too hot when we're constantly stop and go on the trails. So PowerStop should do the trick just fine.
So the car's been here at RPM Garage since yesterday. It is a lot of work. They were nice enough to allow us to come in today, and then also to be able to just focus on one corner, so we're allowing to show all the viewers, exactly what it's going to look like once all the work is done on the, front left side. So there was some other stuff that you have been doing on the weekends as well.
Yes.
We got these badass.
Yeah, we got our rock sliders. These are actually custom made. We got these mounted up last week, as well as we finally got our 40-inch light bar lights put in. Those are the custom brackets that we built on the side, so you should be able to, it fit perfectly. So
well, we're gonna get more of the work done here on this front corner of the vehicle, and in no time you're gonna see how it all looks.
The preload is going to be this top ring on here, and you're going to adjust it just to kind of deal with the ride height that you have on the vehicle. To figure out the preload, usually the manufacturer, they'll come factory preloaded depending on their desired height. They either have in the instructions, depending on like what kind of accessories you're putting on, like bumper, winch, and all that accessories, just for the extra weight. If you wanted to keep it level or drop, you'd compensate the preload to either raise it or level it lower. Usually we just get a hold of them and they'll kind of tell you where it's at and what it's gonna sit like.
We're gonna be preloading this a fair amount just to go ahead and get the height proper. Yeah. And then you're gonna have a little bit more, it's gonna be a little stiffer up in the front, but you should have shouldn't be too bad of a ride.
Should just order the springs now.
It's not my car.
It's not my car.
A little bit of workout too, huh?
Yeah, a little bit, man.
Torso.
They had to use a lime green rush tape. Was that on purpose?
No. They're wrong. Green.
Green light go.
My brother's been in this.
Damn, boy.
This guy got all the secrets.
You do this for a living?
What do you think of all this?
I think it's a lot beefier than any car I'm driving. The reservoir, usually there's a bracket that comes with the kit, and usually there's a block that bolts right here underneath the sway bar to relocate the sway bar slightly, and then it'll just mount up straight from there.
Nice. So easy to get in there and adjust it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. On this kit, thankfully. Some of them make it a little bit more difficult. I think the Icon kits are actually phenomenal. As far as just from like their control arms to their shocks and everything there. It's all a good quality product. I can't say that I could complain about anything about it. Just a little bit different, just as they all are. They all have their, little touches that they do on stuff to make it, more unique. For the most part, this is a very solid kit.
Nice.
And I would recommend it for anybody. Go along, we'll keep fitting as we go until we get a nice tight fit. It's almost there. Fit right there. Looks pretty good.
These are your tires?
These are my tires, man. 35s by 12.5. These are Nitto Ridge Grapplers. Stock comes with Nitto, the stock TRD Pros, so I was pretty impressed with them. And then Nitto was more than happy to jump on board with this bigger size, so we're gonna pair this up with the Titan 7s wheels that we got. Yeah, pretty beefy.
We are at RPM Garage, so we got Nathan. He's been working on the corner and he's getting done with the suspension setup. Here we have some of the new wheels from Titan 7. They're new to us. I think these are one of their more popular designs. I really am good friends with the guys at Titan 7, but we definitely wanted to get them involved with, a CSF project. So thanks to Eddie, Jimmy, Aaron, all the guys over there, Steve. They're all great guys. Love to hang out with them. And here is the wheel. Boom. What I do know about Titan 7, this is a forged wheel, super powerful press. I think they have the highest forged rating out of any forged wheel in the industry. This is their TAK1 design. It's just a really nice looking truck wheel. So I think this is gonna look great. I think it's gonna really set off the entire look when we put them with the Nitto tires. We're not gonna show you how this all looks until the debut, so you're gonna have to stay tuned. Today is April 19th, so we're less than 2 weeks away. I mean, it's gonna get tight. We got like 12 days to finish this truck, so we got a lot to do, but we're making it happen. This is a big setup, big week, the big stage for the vehicle here at RPM Garage. So,
and the date for the debut is
May 1st at CSF headquarters. You don't want to miss it. Overland show. We're doing it with Pit and Paddock. It's the Cars and Coffee event that we got going on.
You hyped or what? First impressions?
Breathtaking.
These look really nice. My first impression when I took off the cover and the plastic and everything, I was like, oh, okay, this is a nice looking wheel. So these guys definitely know what they're doing. Not their first rodeo. Some of these guys have been in the wheel game for 20 plus years. So the fact that they started their own business and it's going so well, big kudos to the guys at Titan 7. They're doing the right things.
So tell me a little bit about these brake pads.
Well, they're not ceramic rotors, are they?
The rotors?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, but they're carbon fiber brake pads.
Yeah.
Like the actual compound is carbon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is a legit conversation. Damn, look at those. Slotted, drilled,
What they even tell you in case you don't know? Front driver's side.
And we need a lot of directions for this build.
Yeah. Okay, so you got those. These are the PowerStop rotors, and they're gonna go with these carbon pads. Why should they upgrade their rotors and pads to a PowerStop system?
Like I said, I mean, we're adding a lot of weight to this, so the stock brake pads, I'm afraid, isn't going to work well, and I think they're going to fade pretty quick. So I wanted to go with not only the slotted and drilled, which will keep the overall temps down, but a pretty aggressive brake pad. It's that thing where I don't want to be hitting the trails all day and we're coming downhill and can't stop. So.
Can't stop, won't stop. What do you know about like noises? Is it gonna squeak like shit or what?
No,
Okay.
no, these are the carbon fiber pads. They're not gonna squeak like having metallic pads. So when they start wearing down, it's not gonna make your ears bleed.
Swap out the rotor and we're getting one step closer.
One step closer to the edge.
Let's go. I'm about to break. So we just got the Icon suspension installed. It looks beefy as shit. I mean, I don't know what else to explain.
The biggest thing that stands out, obviously, we have our external reservoir for the shocks. A lot of people have this set up just because the having the external reservoir will keep the shocks, all the oil inside, much cooler. If anybody that goes off-roading and they don't have these, they know that once these heat up, they get really soft and just, it's a nightmare. Just like any other external, it has the adjustable flow right here, so you can adjust if you want it softer, stiffer.
So that's doing your rebound and compression.
Yep.
So that's all. So, you know, we're coming from 4-way coilovers on our race cars. This is a similar concept.
Yep. Since this is a stage 7 setup, Icon supplies their billet control arm, so this is pretty beefy. Should be able to withstand whatever we throw at it. This is a huge plus. I'm really happy with this. It's not only really durable, but it's actually pretty light as well.
I noticed there was a patent number on here, and I was like, hey, what's patented about this? Apparently, they're the only company with a total full billet trailing arm. Not a chromoly, not hollow. This is a full, nice billet machine piece. I mean, it looks what it looks like. I mean, it's awesome.
Patent that Icon actually has is for these delta joints. What they are, it's pretty much extended ball joints for more clearance, has a much better pivot than, you know, your standard ball joint or your unit joint, which this is actually a combination of both. So you're gonna get the max amount of travel you can with this delta joint. You'll only find that on Icon control arms.
We got the springs, which we preloaded over here.
They pretty much mapped out everything you need to get this up. They even give you a bracket that goes under to the sway bar, mounts onto that so you can mount your reservoir. They actually supply spacers also. This is at the proper angle, it's nice and flush. You don't want your control arm being unbalanced because that's gonna be terrible for your ride overall. Full bolt-on brackets, and they match up to the OEM specs perfectly, so it's not like we had to do any custom fab to this at all.
Over here, the canisters mounted really close to your windshield wiper reservoir, and this is something that you said that you've already thought about and a lot of people are doing. They're putting an aftermarket skid plate right here that kind of goes with the body cut, the wiper cut.
So once this is cut, the whole reservoir here is going to be exposed. What people have made, they've made aftermarket skid plates for this that mount up into the OEM bolts that hold the reservoir. So
we got the Icon suspension on one corner. We're about to put the PowerStop rotor and pads on. Then we're gonna do the Viper cut, and that's gonna be it for this video. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Thank you to Nathan. He's been working with us here at RPM Garage all day, dealing with us chirping in the background, you know, as he's trying to get his work done. So he's been doing a phenomenal job, and we can't wait to see what the finished product looks like on this corner.
Hey, yo.
it's still bolted.
Okay, do you guys want edge trim on it or not?
Yeah, sure.
It looks nicer with it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. It looks cleaner.
Edge trim looks cleaner? Well, my lines look cleaner.
You still gotta touch it up over here.
Well, I'm not done with over there. Come over here.
Damn. Yeah, I don't think we need edge trim. The real debate, edge trim or no edge trim? You decide.
No, like there's no little screw hole on these. Where there's no screw.
All your legends have belonged to us.
Brake kit put in finally. That's the last step of what we needed. Next stage is going to be the wheels and the tires, but we're going to actually be debuting that at the show. So if you're in California, you're in the Ontario area, come stop by May 1st from 9 to 12 at CSF headquarters. This will be debuted in the next episode of the series, which is actually the final episode, so stay tuned.